friends, welcome to Technique. This is Nirmal here and the Moto Razr is back. So that's what we are going to talk about in this video. So if you have been following tech, today Motorola has announced the Moto Razr. It's making a comeback in the smartphone segment. So if you have used a phone during the 2004, 5 or 6 time, you might be already knowing the Moto Razr series. So it was an extremely popular series. So we had a flip phone in the Moto Razr back then, and it was extremely popular phone. So Moto Razr was one of the really selling phones for Motorola back then. After a few years, Motorola did stop production of the Moto Razr series because of lack of interest, and also the competition was getting more better, or rather better devices. So Motorola had to eventually stop the flip phone, the Moto Razr. Now in 2019, Moto Razr is making a comeback with flexible displays which is foldable. That's the interesting aspect of the Moto Razr. So we have a new Android smartphone which has a 6.2 inches OLED display, which is in fact foldable, and this is the Moto Razr 2019. So we'll just talk about the Moto Razr 2019. We'll have a brief look up of the features offered. So in terms of display, that's the highlight of the device. It has a 6.2 inches display. It's actually a flexible OLED display, so you can fold the display and it can be used as a very small form factor. So previous Moto Razr series had the display on the top and the keypad at the bottom. Now we have the entire area covered with the display, which is a flexible display, which is a foldable display, and it uses an advanced flexible OLED screen technology and a groundbreaking hinge mechanism that allows the phone to close with both the sides perfectly flushed in. So that means there is no gap between the displays when it is folded. That's something which is really good. It's definitely an engineering breakthrough in terms of the flexible or foldable displays. So that's the Moto Razr. Now this also has a secondary display. It's a 2.7 inch display. It's 600 by 800 pixels, and this is a quick view display which can be used to take selfies, view notifications, control music playbacks, or even you can quickly reply to messages. That's the secondary display. Now the primary display is a 6.2 inches flexible OLED HD plus resolution display. It's an 876 by 2142 pixels, and it has an aspect ratio of 21:9. So it is slightly taller when you compare with the regular smartphone, but it isn't too tall enough, but you can easily flip it and fold it. That's the specialty of the Moto Razr. Now Motorola says that there is no gap between the two halves, so whenever it is folded, it's actually flat. That's something which is really good and an incredible feat achieved by Motorola in terms of the flexible displays. Now talking about the cameras, so Motorola has added a 16 megapixel primary camera on the back. It's a f1.7 primary camera with night mode and all the features. Now when it is folded, you can use this primary camera as a selfie camera. That's something advantage which you can use the rear camera for the selfies as well. And if you have opened the device, you also get a 5 megapixel camera on the notch area, which can also be used for selfies. So that's the camera aspect. So we'll have to see how good the camera shapes up. So we'll talk about that, and we'll also be doing the review when it comes to India. So we'll talk about that in a while. So in terms of software, the Moto Razr comes with Android Pie out of the box. It's the stock Android experience, and when you flip open the device, whatever you're seeing on the secondary display actually transitions to the primary display. That's something which is really good, so you don't have to worry about missing something when you're switching from the secondary screen to the primary screen. Now the bottom chin houses the USB Type-C port, so it has the latest USB Type-C port, and other specifications, it has the Qualcomm Snapdragon 710 chipset. So 710 is kind of a slightly older chipset. We have the 712, and even the latest version of 730G also has come. So it may not be the really powerful hardware in the Moto Razr. It has also 6 gigs of RAM, and it also comes with 2510 mAh capacity battery. That's again a very low capacity battery, especially for a larger 6.2 inches OLED 21:9 aspect ratio display. 2510 mAh capacity battery is definitely lower, but you also get a 15 watt fast charger. That's the typical fast charger you get on all the Moto devices. So that's the rough idea about the battery capacity and the charging on the Moto Razr. The Moto Razr weighs around 205 grams, so which is quite comfortable, and it actually measures 94 mm in height when it is folded and 174 mm when it is open. So if it is folded just 74 mm, that's 7 centimeter height, a very compact form factor, and you can easily flip it open while just using it. So that's again really good. So it's a really stylish device in terms of design. That's something which we have to appreciate, because Motorola has come up with the flexible designs which is foldable as well. So now talking about the pricing and availability in India. So this device retails for 1499 USD, so that means around 1500 US dollars. So that roughly translates to approximately 1,07,000 rupees in India. But we are not really sure about the pricing in India, because the Samsung the Fold, Galaxy Fold, which is now selling in India for around 1,64,000, which has top of the line hardware, but Moto Razr doesn't have that kind of hardware. It's a Qualcomm Snapdragon 710, but it definitely has this flip display or the flexible foldable display. Now we have to wait and see what the pricing would be. Motorola India has already mentioned that it will be coming to India probably in a couple of months time, because the US availability is slated for Jan 9, 2020. So in India also we will be probably seeing it during that time, or even in December. Now the pricing is something which you have to wait and see. It is around 1,07,000 when we convert USD to INR, but again taxes also include, so probably it might go beyond 1,10,000, but it's a proper flip phone with flexible OLED display. So how good is the Moto Razr? What do you guys think about the pricing, the features? We feel the processor could have been definitely flagship like the Qualcomm Snapdragon 855. That's one area where Moto Razr might be missing the game, because when you have a phone above 1 lakh rupees in India especially, you need to have the top of the line hardware. Even though it has flexible displays, so Motorola should have gone with the latest flagship processor. Now cameras, we don't really know how it is going to shape up. We'll have to wait and see for the reviews from people who have used to come up. But definitely one thing we would definitely say that the Moto has done a really good job with the flexible OLED display. It is really nice when it folded, and gives it a really great experience. So that is the Moto Razr. We hope this device is coming soon to India. Once it comes to India, we'll be reviewing that. We'll be posting more videos and that. So that's it for this video. This is Nirmal signing off. Thanks for watching. Hope to see you in our next video. Have a great day.